Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of The Watchmen, Season 1, Episode 3, She Was Killed by Space Junk. Wow, this episode threw me for a loop. It's the return of Laurie, Laurie Jupiter, the Silk Spectre, whatever you want to call her. It's interesting that she does go by Laurie Blake in this one, so clearly she took her father's last name of Eddie, which, I don't know, I had assumed she would get married to Dan by the end of The Watchmen, but who knows, maybe she did, she got a divorce, and then she went with her dad's last name instead of her maiden name. Anyways, she's played by the amazing Jean Smart. I love this actress. From going all the way back to Designing Women, she was fantastic. And then most recently, I think she was probably in Legion. And her character in Legion and her character in this actually kind of reminded me a lot. Very similar acting styles. So I love how she's actually communicating with Mars, trying to talk to John, Dr. Manhattan, where he's still at. She is now an FBI agent made to capture vigilantes. What the fuck is that? It's great. And the whole scene where she sets up the vigilante, it's a fake bank robbery just to get this guy to show up. It's amazing. I like the whole night owl scene where its name is Who. Yeah, funny. But clearly, because she has an owl, there's some connection still with Dan. I'm sure they'll talk about it more, but I thought it was interesting. Her whole scene with the looking glass is amazing, where, I don't know, just the way she talks, and Jean Smart just embodied that role so well, where she's like, bitch, please, I've been doing this for 40 fucking years. Don't start with me. She did great. Judd's funeral, and then the Rorschach guy tries to bombing it, and throwing the coffin. The whole episode was dark as fuck. The Adrian scene with the hunting warden, I didn't quite get. I'm almost expecting it to be another clone or something's going on there, but I needed more details. I did like the scene where she, once again, Jean's just or Laurie, I guess. Laurie is just oh yeah, he had a secret compartment in his closet. My father had one of those. Clearly a reference to the comedian again. And then the whole, big ass Dr. Manhattan dildo was fuck is happening? This episode just threw me for a loop. Every scene, I was this is great. The whole joke in the background was kind of meh. I'm sure it has a much deeper meaning, basically that she's going to outlive everybody, with the Owl Man who killed nobody, and the Smarty Pants who killed millions. Clearly, Dan and Adrian right there. The Blue God who knew everything, and then the girl who threw the brick. I was okay, I get where you're going, and just the whole her telling a joke was very reminiscent of Rorschach telling the joke of the clown. But I don't know, I need more information. I'll probably end up having to watch this episode again. So for those who have seen it, what did you think about seeing Laurie 30 plus years after The Watchmen? Is this how you had assumed she would develop? Go ahead, let me know what you guys think about the series so far. Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for If You Don't Like My Story, Write Your Own.